3, 2, 1, fire!
Good evening and welcome to Anime Analyst US. I am your host, Thomas Fry.
And I am your co-host Hasnan Zadi.
And how are you doing this evening? Tonight we are going to talk about BOFURI. I don't want to get hurt, so I will max out my defense. And I know a lot of people that did that in the beginning and realized real quick that that is not normal gameplay. It takes a special type of person, and I think she most definitely is that special type of person, that right personality to play a game that way. All right, we are talking about a show that has 2 seasons, 12 episodes each. Season 2 was done in winter of 2023, so this one was done last year at the end of it. We're at the beginning of the season for our fall season, so we're going to do some from last year in the fall just to see how they're doing 1 year later. This is licensed by Crunchyroll. It's done by Silverlink Studios. It was created from a light novel. The genre is action, adventure, comedy, and fantasy, and the theme is video game. It is rated PG-13. Season 1 carries a score of 7.21. With a it's ranked 3285 with popularity of 1028. There's 250,000 members in the fan club, and 83,000 of them scored the score. That's why it's got a 721. Season 1 got a 751. Got all the way down to popularity of 418, which is really high. And they had over 500,000 fan club members, and 300,000 of them voted. That's why it had a really good score for the first season. I was a little disappointed where season 2 ended up. I thought they did a good job. I think they went through some of the levels too fast. You know, I think they made the second season too many levels. 10 is too many to pull off in 12. That means you're barely doing one floor an episode, and I think that's why it fell down a little bit. It did half as good in season 2 as it did in season 1, and I think that's the reason. I think they rushed it a little bit. I mean, it was great. I loved it, especially where Sally couldn't take the horror scenes and stuff. And I mean, would you climb into a dinosaur's mouth to get through a haunted house? I mean, I couldn't do it. I'm too afraid of one swallow and you're done. That would be one friend eating another, so that would not be good. So my first impression, season 1 I loved. I really enjoyed watching it. I was kind of surprised because in the beginning I'm like, oh, this is a girls anime. I'm like, do I really want to be watching it? And they followed the plot perfectly. I like how they developed the characters. You know who each character was. The hero did not win in the end, and I thought that was a new concept in anime. You know, the hero was what's his face with the the blue and white armor and all fancied up, and he was on level 60 when everyone else was on 30, and I'm thinking, man, does this dude even have a job? I mean, if you're doing twice as good as everybody else, that means you're in the game 24 hours a day. I mean, you can only build so fast, but they never really told us. But they did do a lot of background on that. They built each character up good. They built the game up good on what they were doing. They showed it also, you see it from the AI, and this is the part I loved about this one, is they show you the AIs working in trying to keep the game good. And oh, that was funny. The last thing we looked up on the internet just popped up on our screen. So what was your first impression of this one?
Okay, so I like that by the plot, like they are showing a video game, and like this is, I think it will be interesting to have a video game like that where you can play it by being in the video game. And the thing she has to do, like on the first episode, I think that's really hard. Like whenever I play a game, I have no idea how to select the stats. Like if they give you 100 points and they give you five places to put it, you're always like, but she did all that to
Normal
the defense.
gameplay would be you put 20 points in each place, and that's how the average player starts. But she don't want to get hurt, and she's thinking that her real body's going to be there. So great shielder it is, and they walk real. It cracked me up. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it just brought back that slow walking in the beginning.
Yes.
So go ahead. Let me not interrupt you.
Yeah, like in the first episode was for the first episode of the first season was really good. Like they have the comedy aspect when she started to walk, the thing you were saying, realized that she made a mistake. But the next thing I was thinking, like she didn't choose anything else. Like when she get the points, she is still going for the defense, defense, defense. Like she is hard in, and then she find the treasure. This was something else. Yeah, I see like the season one, how they built it. Season two was little bit not like that, but the story and everything else, I think it was good. So
Yeah,
for
it
me,
was there. I mean, I love the fact that she went in the first. It was like a PvP free for all in the first game that they were played from the game itself. Was all right. Our game number one is you got to get, and then she went and found a park bench and some chalk and starts drawing stuff on the ground and not even paying attention to what's going on, and she wins the game. No, she came in second or third.
I think she came in third.
Okay, she came in third, which blew Sandy's mind and blew all her friends' mind. And when she made the other surprising point was that when she made the guild, her friend kind of dumped it on her, but she didn't sweat it. She ran with it, and she went out and found some people. And who knows that when you're picking your guild and you're developing it, now they could have up to 50 people. They could have went like the Flame Swords and all these other guilds and just build phenomenal numbers. No, she stuck. I think they had 5 people in the beginning, and that was it. And each one of these characters played off the other character to where they wouldn't have been able to play this. It's an MMORPG. They wouldn't have been able to play it any other way. It was like the perfect guild. And they were super small, but they carried the strength in the top 5 of the entire game world. And I think through the whole season 1, they developed that very well. And I think it was worth the good praise it got and how good it did as a game. And season 2, my only complaint is I think they rushed it. I wish they would have went with 5 levels instead of 10, and then show them exploring. They took out all the whole thing that made season 1 famous is it showed them exploring and enjoying the game. In season 2, it was about they had 7 or 8 in-game games in it. Well, to me that was too fast. You can't develop. You can't. It was like, oh, this is the type of game they showed like one person from it and on to the next one. I think they could have slowed down a little bit with that, but BOFURI, I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. It's definitely a new way of playing the game, and we wanted to bring that attention up. It's a really good example of what happens when these producers go, oh wow, we got in the top 500. We got an awesome anime. Let's make a second season, and they lost their marbles. I mean, they didn't do it. If they would have done it the same way as season one, and there's some good examples we're going to be doing coming up where they kept their thing in through all three, and some of these animes we're going to be talking about are 3 to 5 seasons long, and they kept the pace the same through each and every season as they go. And those are the ones that get long-term fans. Those are the ones that you really like in the long run. So anyway, let me tell you some things about what we got coming up. Our special ad here, the App Talk Show, we moved it to the 11th, so we're going to do it here in a couple of days because we got something really special planned for you on the 18th. I think you'll really like it. We're going into High Dive. We're going to have another High Dive week, so watch out for the banners on that one. I think you will enjoy. I noticed we're getting a lot of response on our High Dive reviews from the last High Dive week. So it's time we go there again. So we will go there and check it out. Other than that, we appreciate you coming out. I'm Thomas Fry. This is Anime Analyst.
And I'm Hasnan Zaidi.
And we're glad you came out, and we will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m.